We're back. ECS Season 6, NIP versus Astralis. NIP were looking good in the first few stages of Nuke, but it all fell apart. Move on to train, guys. What are your initial thoughts?
I've got a Megalodon tooth.
I was going to ask you, what was that lump of coal we got on the desk?
Do you know what a Megalodon is?
I do. It's a prehistoric massive shark, right?
Yeah,
like
it's
from
a
like 3
giant
million years
shark.
ago. How is that even available to buy?
So
is it real?
eBay, yeah. It's a fossil, yeah. This is real. So this is a giant Megalodon tooth. It still has serrated edges. Considering I think it's at least 2 million years old.
That's
it's
what I thought.
surprisingly still
You can see
sharp,
exactly what it is.
But
it's
yeah,
cool.
it's a big ass.
Are there a lot of those kicking around?
On eBay, yeah. This costs a few $100s.
Like, it seems like that should be a thing that's
Yeah.
like super rare in the British
What can we
Museum or something like
compare it
that.
to?
Like, you can't find them anywhere.
Just
It's
Use
pretty mad.
a snow globe for scale. There
Okay,
you
a
go.
small snow globe to note. It's not a massive one.
Yeah, but
James's
this is,
hands are massive as well, so that doesn't really help anything.
Yeah. Well, it fits well on my massive hand, so
Yeah.
that does give you an idea of just yeah. Do you want to?
I'd like to have a feel. Yeah, I was worried it was like.
Just don't drop it.
Oh, it's super weighty as well. It's not like a hollow tooth or anything. It's
No,
actually
it's
pretty legit. I like that.
Yeah.
Could cause some damage. Dan, big fan of sharks or
Not really.
no? Not into this sort of
Or
stuff.
open
No,
water.
the apex predators of the sea. I don't belong anywhere near that. Any of that.
Fair enough. Well, we'll put that
Why
back.
would Humans aren't supposed to be in there, James. We can't swim. At all.
We
Well,
can swim.
We can swim.
We
but it's
can
very,
definitely swim.
It's very
Dan.
bad though. It's very bad in comparison to a shark, isn't it? If a shark wants to take a bite out of you,
Yeah,
They
and
will-
if you-
yeah,
they're
that's-
quite bad on land as well, so we've got them
Yeah.
there, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
So-
why-
Well,
you stay on
you
land.
obviously haven't seen Sharknado.
I wish I had. Do they walk in that or what?
It's worth watching them.
That's when they
like,
fly
when
up
you've
in the
had a
air,
few
and, like
beers.
bite planes at 30,000 feet and bring them down, right?
When you've
Brilliant.
had a few beers, get some Sharknado films on. Anyway, what match have we got?
We've got Nuke. Sorry, we just had Nuke. We've got Train with
Yeah.
NIP Astralis coming up next. We have the knife rounds to kick it all off again. NIP, can they bounce back? It's a pretty good map for them, generally speaking, but Astralis also very, very good in it.
that's what you said last time. You're like, they're going to win it.
No,
they
I
got
said they'll
this,
win
this,
one.
this could be the one.
I said they'd win one of them, and I said could
Okay.
is the operative word.
All right,
You
right,
didn't.
right.
So I feel like NIP, the way they were playing in the first half, that's what I want to see. Second half, obviously, they got wrecked at the pistols. They lost both pistols, just to know, and then it all fell apart. If they can win both pistols themselves, that's what be the catalyst for me. That has to happen.
I just noticed something. So
Go on.
you're hosting
Yeah.
and you're wearing a Casio watch. That's
Yeah.
Have you been taking some notes out of the book of machines?
You notice this watch as well. I buy this because I lose sunglasses and watches all the time, so I bought like a 10 quid watch, which looks pretty cool. Just stay with that. You can buy 100 of those, it'll be fine.
I like the black and gold contrast. It's nice.
It's only came out last month, so that's something.
it's
it's
new.
super cheap, but
Yeah,
it
but
is new.
I
at
think
least.
I don't like the one Machine wears because his wrist is so big.
Yeah.
I look at my watch and how this is a 40mm watch, right? So it fits my wrist
what have
well.
I done? What have I
The
done?
one spinning behind Dan, you can see that's
it
my other watch.
spins.
That's 42. It's automatic, so it's keeping it winded. It's
That's
that's
wild.
42mm, so it fits my watch, my wrist well. But his
Have
looks
you-
tiny on his wrist.
Have
I'm
you
going to
seen
buy
those,
it. I
like
told Alex I'm going to buy him a watch.
those safes you can get? So you look after your watches like that, and you open the door, and they're all spinning inside.
I saw the one in Doctor Strange.
Well, there we go.
He opens a drawer and he's got like 8 watches just spinning around.
Put your money where your mouth is, Dan.
spinning around.
Astralis going to win this?
Yes.
James?
They should because they're the best.
I'm going to
But
say
Ninjas
NIP.
in Pyjamas are very much capable. I'm not big on predictions.
All right,
but,
you just want me to scrap that now? My first day on the job. You don't like it? I'll
No,
get
you're
rid
the
of
host. You're the host, Henry. If you want to have that segment, it's up to you.
it. All right, thank you very much. It's going to be Mages kicking things off. An awkward flashbang for NIP to swallow. Remember, both pistols for Astralis to kick things off on the first map. Looks like they might do it here once again. Device in such a prime position to get at least one.
Oh.
But he overcommits and Reds will take him down. That kill is influential. And now we've got a 4 versus 3.
PT50 in your face. There you go. Looking a bit awkward now for Astralis. We get the rotation from NIP with the bomb, looking to go down Pop Dog into the A bomb site. And there's only one man there. It's Glaive. He's got a kit. I suppose that's where you'd want it. That's a nice shot from Dupree, always menacing on these pistol rounds. And Glaive, he's just not giving his position away. This is beautiful.
Yeah. Wants to stay alive as long as possible. Wait for the bomb to be committed, which it is now. He won't necessarily try and shut that down. He'll take down the defending players. Forrest gets dropped. And now we have a slight or massive advantage now for Astralis. Lecro 3 versus 1. No utility. And he'll have to fight tooth for nail here. He hasn't actually got armor as well, from what I can see. So he'll be very squishy, but does find the first headshot.
Well, Dupree's only got 8 HP, so this is very interesting. Does he know where the second player is? Looking for the trade fragger. Here's the steps. Are going to double pink, trying to combine the forces. Like a big Power Ranger Megazord thing, but it's not going to work out. Lecro with the headshots, all of them. Delivering headshots for days, and that is a pistol run to Ninjas in Pyjamas. That is the start they needed.
Yeah, that was, I thought with Glaive's position that they would have that one in the bag, but Lekro found him, and that was also the kit put in a pretty far away position. But Lekro will finish things off, and we'll start to see the SMG is coming out from NIP, 3 UMPs in action. And Astralis will go for the force buy. Actually, did they spend everything? Yes, they did. Okay. Apart from... Cool. Okay, no, they didn't.
great input, Dan. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm here all season.
It's going to be the big pick. There we go. Get right. And this is always the best place to go on your anti-force buys. You go towards upper, specifically this ramp. It means you can get out and, I always say, like a bird's eye view of the site, because the CTs are presumably going to be kind of holding on bomb site itself, in between the actual trains and the spools, for example. You do a couple of smokes, maybe a Molotov towards connector, and you just get out towards upper. Find themselves a little bit of bother here, but they're actually committing all their grenades. You'd love to see this. A lot of teams feel like it's a waste to throw all their grenades in these sort of rounds, but up against the likes of Astralis, eradicate the risk, boys. Focus on the areas you know aren't going to be smoked, and now they should be absolutely fine here. Nice work, I was about to say, from Get Right, but couldn't actually connect the dots. Res coming in, though, should be able to confirm things.
Yeah, this is really nice utility usage from NIP. Definitely a level of detail we haven't always seen from them, and it does shut down these scouts pretty effectively, because that is, you know, one of the big problems that you may face if you do go through that upper position on B, is the scouts at range will have a really good opportunity, but NIP shut it all down with the smoke grenades, and they fall back to safety. And I like that they're not really obsessing as well with trying to remove any of the weapons that Astralis are carrying in this round, and instead trying to look after their own economy, and they should be fine here.
I think you might be right. Well, there we go. I just wanted to note on the scouts as well. It was actually pretty much at the FACEIT Major where it was a bit of a swan song for that particular weapon. It hasn't really been relevant. Well, not as much as it is now until that event. And it seemed like every round the scout was purchasing some nuts stuff with it. It was nerfed a couple of years ago. You couldn't do the full jump shop anymore. And it kind of dropped out of relevancy, but now it seems like it's back, and players like Guardian and Chris
Oscar
J,
did
for
big
example.
things in New York with that.
Sorry?
Oscar, was it?
Yeah, Oscar, yeah, he loves it as well. Like,
Yeah.
the top snipers are loving that.
There was a round where Mouse had the, they won the round, but they basically did a half buy on Eco afterwards, and then they had the scout, and Oscar pulled the rabbit out of the hat. Drove it from the long grass.
Killer rabbit.
Still a dangerous round for Astralis with, sorry, for Ninjas in Pyjamas, with these 2 scouts on the prowl. Interesting approach there from Astralis. That execute from the previous round was fantastic from Ninjas in Pyjamas. The Molitovs at both sides of the back of the bomb train. They also had a player strafing to make sure nobody was in the middle as well, so there was no corner, no stone unturned rather. There we go, these scouts, and everyone's alive for Astralis, apart from Zipex, of course. So that said, NIP are swarming all over the bomb site, and the CTs aren't really in position to use their numbers, which are starting to dwindle. The 2 scouts still alive, and that's all for now.
Yeah, again, just perfect smoke usage from NIP to shut it down, and they know what they're up against, and they use the appropriate method to neutralize it. And despite that one quick headshot, we haven't seen too much action here. Even if there's some additional damage to be done, it's not going to really be all that meaningful.
No, round guaranteed. 3-0 for NIP. We'll see if Device can get anything done. Might as well save the scout, but that probably won't happen considering his low health. He'll have to hold up with the backtracks here, and it'll be so close to the bomb at this point. I think he's destroyed whatever happens. Just trying to find anyone he can. But Dennis will find him. Clean sweep. All 5 players for Astralis will go down, and 3 survive for NIP there. They've got so much money on the NIP side. The force buys, they can bring out the orb. Device was a little bit more modest, as you pointed out so well, Dan. They didn't spend all that money. So he can actually get the orb out, of course. And this is the problem for NIP. Like we mentioned in the first map, they don't really have the sniper potential Astralis do. Luckily, Astralis don't really have a double orb setup, so it's not that significant. They're one of the few teams that actually don't have that in their wheelhouse, but either way, here comes Rez, very fast, gets out towards Olof, looking for some heads-up jewels here.
A nice forward position to start things off with. Always to be very cautious of this if you are the CT team, and that's why. Bursting out into the mid positions, and he will get traded, but trying to create some space for his team, and it doesn't seem like it will already be going that way. Astralis neutralizing that space gained very quickly, and now you're in a 4 versus 2, and you've got no positioning on the map. That sucks.
It's not great, I'll say that much. Dennis here, making his way towards Ivy. Their best bet would probably go back tracks right now and see if they can sneak past. But Device still alive and kicking. You'd assume that he will be patrolling that somewhat. We'll see. As Magus now holds on the green train. As long as he gets 1 kill in this interaction, it's locked in the round. If somehow it goes under 3 versus 2, NIP still have a fighting chance.
An angle from Lekro all the way down to Popdog shows why you need control of Ivy if you're going for the more common plants, for those of you at home. And a new Magisk was there. They heard him jump off the ladder, so Lekro was expectant. No surprise there from him. Dan likes to talk about visualization, so now we've got man advantage still for Astralis. Lekro and Dennis. What do they need to have control of in order to plant the bomb? They could go for a back train plant. Zipex taken out on the site. There is a player towards E-Box though who hasn't been revealed just yet. Dupree has great angles, so it's got to be back trains, especially now, but it's a 2-man burst there for Dupree. Lovely stuff. And that's the first round for Astralis.
There we have it. NIP at least causing damage there. That's a significant part of that round. Astralis looked like they had it completely locked in. Lekro gets 2 more kills, and that will be significant in the repurchases here. You'll see they have to go down to 0 per player. There'll definitely be some compromises made as well. Zipex on the FAMAS, Glaive, UMP. So still a rough round coming up here. Whoever wins this round will be sending their opposition to an eco. If NIP can do it, this could be a landslide half for them. But you can see Zipex reacting to the fact he's got a lesser weapon. Device will just bait him in towards this lower ramp. This is Dupree's old spot. You once had that clip where he got like an ace from this little hitch here. Device will bait him in, and the idea is once Device either hits or misses the shot, regardless of what happens, they're going to try and trade him out. Zipex is there to get the big spray down.
Ooh. That's a good start for Astralis. They can fall back with that frag. No one there to trade it. And a minute, 20 seconds left. NIP start to speed things up. The nades into the outer bomb site. And that will allow them to close the distance on that bomb train somewhat. Speeding down towards the hell position. Glaive is going to have a hard time holding that by himself. But Magisk can... Well, never mind. He's not able to do too much from that spot.
1 minute on the clock, and there's so much carnage here on the A bomb side. People are going to be running out of bullets soon.
Wow.
Rez and Lekro now versus Device. He's got an angle on Rez, but the bomb is heading towards the B bomb site. All the information are known by Lekro, but not by Device. Where does he choose to plant?
Right in the open, James. Smack bang in the middle. And Device has got the kit, 1 smoke. Definitely got a chance in this one. He'll have the information that Lekro's low as well. That's why he goes to the AK. But he doesn't have the intel. He gets back towards the connector. That's massive. Great play from Lekro. Knows that if he allows it to get right down to the bomb, he starts touching it. He's probably going to lose the round. Gets up close and personal. Shuts it down. And like we said, if Astralis gave that one away, it's double eco territory. Not looking too good now. 4-1 down.
That was a really cool play from Lekro, just to go so deep. So deep. And we'll see whether or not the... Why are you guys smirking?
I'm just used to, it's funny because Henry, you know, hasn't spent this amount of time with you commentating, so this is all normal for me.
Or you, James.
But for him, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I'm waiting for the
shining
chunks
today. You're shining today.
The chunks will
the chunks are
eventually
definitely
arrive,
going to make their appearance.
Yeah.
Zipex has got a lot of information
T-shirt coming out
there.
soon.
Should do that.
We see the CT starts to rotate, but he's still alone for the time being. The back of the bomb train, spotted someone looking for a wall bang, nothing's doing. CT's moving in by connector, so we've got 3 CTs here now, and Dupree and Glaive with some pistol kills. We do have problems with Ninjas in Pyjamas.
We certainly do, but Dennis is recovering the situation, but Zipex continues to apply the pressure. It's so close. Dennis now left in the 2 versus 1. They won't have kits, remember, so as long as he can find one of the kills here, that will be enough. And they'll get off the bomb, preempting his position, and for now, I'm not sure they can even win the round, because unless they're taken down very quickly, that smoke certainly helps matters out. That actually boosts their chances quite significantly. There we go. They've done enough there. It will be close, but they've got it. No problem.
Wow, how on earth did they pull that one off? And Zipex survived just standing on the train for so long. If you consider how he had 3 players around him, and he started to get tagged through from the upper position, has to jump on the ladder, has to try to face and expose himself to 2 players at the same time. That round could have gone wrong in so many different ways for Astralis, but they somehow make it work. Wow, that is fast from Glaive.
Well, there we go. So you can see what they're going for there. The time is running out. Get the smoke on the bomb. Glaive has to watch one position and hope he doesn't go towards lower. Obviously, the gamble pays off. And for now, I feel like NIP will eco this one. They can maybe justify a bit of investment, but overall, Astralis should be close to tying this game up. So AWP for Device, 2 kills to his name. Dupree on 10. Not doing too bad at all. Top fragger for NIP is going to be Lekro, 8 kills. He's had some great rounds so far. So this is the one, Dan. This is where NIP take this map. I'm calling it now. I'm not even going to say could. I'm going to say they're going to take it. So,
It's won. It's all been done.
Is it guaranteed?
almost.
Almost guaranteed.
You know, I want Astralis to have like this incredibly dominant era the next like year. I want them to win every tournament they go to, you know, win everything, because I want it to send a message and have that trickle down effect where they make the statement like our approach is so replicable. Everyone should be approaching the game like us.
Yeah, this is what Counter-Strike is now. Then it's looking for a second one, Deek. Very cheeky pick towards Pop Dog position. And that means that the T's can move into Pop Dog for free. I think there can be a fair estimation. If you have good timing in the connector and you catch that CT moving towards Pop, then you can jump down if you want to, but not often in a pro game you can take something for granted. Maybe NIP have no business there anyway. Only the one player here, Zipex, on the B-bomb side. Again, he's just fantastic to watch. To learn how to have eyes on two places, but limiting your risk as much as possible. Good man to demonstrate it.
And the burst into the lower bomb site, looking for that quick plant. They'll get it. So that's mission accomplished there for the T side of NIP. Got the money, and it will get cleaned up here. Astralis, you know, they can... Oh, this is really... Oh! Rez causing big problems here. The whole approach from Astralis was to allow a bomb plant, but to limit damage, and they are taking enormous amounts of damage here. Rez somehow escaping the M4 again. Oh, through the flames. Scrape goes for it. That almost went wrong. They'll get the defuse, but they should never have lost that many players.
That was insane. Oh my goodness. I thought he had that third one locked in when the flames came through, but they managed to avoid an absolute meltdown as Astralis find their third device, and Glaive will save the AK and the AWP. Bomb planted, and NIP have another full buy here. I'm not sure they'll bring out the alternate T side though. Forrest will have to do it. He's definitely capable of doing so, but here's the replay. That shot was nuts, but the second one was even better. Oh my god. See you later.
Delicious.
It's like watching jam spread on toast in slow motion.
Pretty much what I was thinking as well. I didn't want to say it though. It's like jam on toast.
It really is.
I haven't had jam in quite a while. What's your favourite type of jam?
Apricot jam is...
I knew you'd be a connoisseur. You'd have some weird one you're into.
Apricot jam is final boss for me. Final boss.
Always about the raspberry for me.
Have you tried it with Marmite, James?
Marmite and jam.
Starbucks used to do Marmite, like a Marmite toasty thing, and that was good. It was good stuff. You'd be surprised.
Marmite and peanut butter is the way.
That sounds vile.
Right, so set piece onto the upper bomb site, outer bomb site. NIP looking to set the pace, set the tone, take initiative. But Astralis have 4 players there, so if they go with this, I mean, the initial nades could serve to bait out a response from Astralis.
Yeah, but
force out some
playing
kind of grenades
in front of the smokes right now, like positions like this. This is such a
so
awkward
risky.
battle. Yeah, and it's not going to work out as Get Right will find the opening kill. Magisk will respond, but like I said, in front of the smokes, Device should be able to control this.
50 seconds. Time is there, but 3 on 3 looks away just as players spot each other. What does he choose to do now? In no man's land. Now we've got Battle Sniper from Device, spots a player, and finally he gets a kill. That's the bomb down, falling back now as the smoke is still there. Sees the trajectory, don't know where one of the 2 players is now. Molotov to isolate, or try to, not sure if he went in the right place, but he's rotating. Zipex on the high ground, sure he's been heard, has a look, and now he's gone.
Well then, Device, what have you got left for us? Hit 2 great shots so far. Almost a third, and we'll see whether he can get the shot under the train. Perhaps that's so sick from him. Now actually gives himself a fighting chance here. It's going to have to be the quick scope. 1 versus 1 against his fellow sniper. They both have 3 kills in the round. Who will find the 4th? It's the big man Device. Shuts it down, and that's an incredible round. Play of the day. Lock it in.
Wow, that's so cool. I love how aggressive he got.
Jeez,
just
pushing
pushing
up, boys.
towards Pop Dog. Just out there in the middle of nowhere. Just crazy stuff from Device. And I thought Zipex threw it away. You know, he starts peeking. You know, there's 20 seconds left. He's like looking for info. You just wait for the plant. Gets punished. But if this guy is there to be your fallback, I guess it doesn't really matter, does it?
I don't know who put that smoke down there, but there was a period of time where Cloud9, when there was a smoke execute into the A bomb site, automatically would put a smoke in that position so he could hide behind it and have a lot more map control than you might expect, which was really cool to see. Now we see Ninjas in Pajamas playing the economy game. 5 AKs, not much utility, but they've got to play fast into Pop Dog. And with 2 CTs deep on the B bomb site, if they move fast, they could catch Astralis off guard here.
Moving forwards, Magis will go down straight away. AK's put to work, going DM mode in the ranges of this outer bomb site, and they've managed to get away to that bomb train, but there's plays to be made here for Astralis. 4 versus 4. They still have utility to toss in there as well. Glaive taking a nice angle, forced back by the flashbang, re-engages. but to his detriment as Zipex picks up the pieces. 3 versus 3, very backwards and forwards so far.
2 versus 3, make it 1. Sort of smokes in the connector from the CTs to make it easier for them to rotate into the site, but it hasn't really helped them, as you can see here.
Yeah, I don't think Dupree will do much with this. 10 kills to his name already, and as we said before, money's on a knife's edge. It's Astralis winning the previous round in the 1 versus 1. They've got 3 in a row, but those rounds have been so close. Dupree will have to save the weapon
He's
here.
going to die to the bomb, isn't he?
Nah, too good.
Okay, and maybe in that previous position. No AWP, where's the AWP? Oh.
Nothing. So they might as well force buy this one on the CT side, to be honest, because Majors can't buy next round, and neither can Zipex. They'll get 1900 on top of this, so it won't really be that compelling. So they might as well force buy. As you can see, they'll give it what they've got. Scouts, CZs, armor, they'll go all in. It's still an okay round. If you play it correctly and do like an inside push and get an AK out of it, still can win these rounds. You just have to be very smart about it. What's their play? You're going to send 4 outside and maybe just try and fight up close with the M4 they've got.
Got the CZ into Pop Dog. Very strong position for the CTs to hold. Ninjas in pajamas with what looks like many people in the halls area by the showers. Now we've got 3 in B for the CTs, moving closer. Dragon Laws are out for Ninjas in pajamas. So we can see the CTs are set up for a... I don't think they'll peek all the way anytime soon. They're just waiting for a double peek in case anybody tries to clear this area, but nothing doing just yet. NIP showing some presence, but not committing to the B bomb site.
It's all very quiet. A little too quiet if you ask me. Dennis looking to open things up and see what he can do with the AK-47. Major's gone out scouts. We already spoke about that before. Micro AWP. As far as before, used it in the earlier rounds, but Major's actually got a chance of winning this duel if Micro steps out of position. The scout definitely capable in this position. Spots 1, will be baited away. Indeed, he will drop down. Time ticking away though. NIP needs to be careful. That's a great smoke and an even better fragment device.
And this is looking very laboured now. 30 seconds to go, and they haven't got the position they need. Oh, feet to be spotted, feet to be tagged by the scatter matches. He's done some good damage here. That's 2 players stopping up dramatically. 19 seconds to go to get that bomb down. This is looking really bad right now for NIP. They've got to force the issue, but they're being forced out of the bomb site, and that's surely it. 10 seconds left. That bomb's on the ground, irretrievable. As Dennis tries to get his way out to some damage, but that's a complete shutdown. 5 players to survive to pick up guns. Massive value for Astralis.
That's so sick, isn't it? AK is coming out now. The AWP, them 4 for Dupree. That was saved in the previous round. But that's just NIP. This is the problem for me. When you know you've reset them, while you're challenging the tightest shape on the map, with no grenades and just by yourself as well, that doesn't really make any sense for me. You ideally want to be executing, like we talked about towards inside, and actually eradicate some risks instead of just taking straight up duels against CZs. That's a little bit of a blunder, but still they'll force buy in response. NIP, 1 AK, 1 Galil, and 3 pistols here up against the double sniper setup, one of which admittedly is a scout, but Dupree, he might have shut this down before they even get a chance to see.
Oh, he got shot in the head immediately. That's an issue. 3 of these players without helmets actually for Astralis, which is quite interesting considering the buy of Ninjas in pajamas. So we'll see if that has a role to play in this round. Now, having all those weapons picked up in a previous round and not losing a single player, Astralis are awarded, they're gifted a bonus buy, but maybe it could be taken away by the likes of Ninjas in pajamas with forward smoke to try and stop this push, but not just yet. Device with a nice flick, so many targets for him, surely he's got to hit another one.
He is fantastic, isn't he? Just battle sniper indeed, just going all over the place, looking for a third, but he's done a good job so far, but it's now just Zipex left to try to finish it up, and he can't quite do it through the smoke. Forrest will find him, as that is the round by NIP. That was a strange one, though. 2 very quick headshots for NIP, getting them into the bomb site.
What a back and forth affair we've had. 2 force buy victories for either team. And we're going to round number 12 here. Astralis, are they going to force again? I don't think so. They're going to have to allow this one to slip by, and it's NIP breaking serve. As Astralis sees it across the board. 2 sets of Kevlar, no nades, and Dupree probably going to get on his little hitch again. No, just going straight up to the fights here. Almost got the double kill. The fact Forrest has hit a no-scope to make that one work could have been absolutely devastating.
In the meantime, Dennis trying to find out the information towards the A site. Glaive Did he not hear that shot? He seems... it looks like he didn't really realize what was going on there. That's very bizarre. Either way, it is an open A bomb site. There is a flank for the CTs, but to what end? If a weapon can be picked up, then maybe it could really compound an issue. But there are 2 players toward Pop. There is Dennis taken out, and the gun is in range. Now, that's a lot of presence being shown by Magisk. In the meantime, his other 2 players have to get something done, but he will quickly be dispatched off with the device. He was so close, but what can they do? What the hell's going on? It's a 1 versus 2 now. Can somebody please explain?
Well, Lekro has got a lot of explaining to do. He won't be able to find many of the kills, though. It goes down to the 1 versus 1 at the end, and Device somehow wins the round. That wasn't even a force by Dan. That's 5 CZs, 2 sets of Kevlar, no nades, no kit, and Astralis come out on top. It's been an absolute nightmare of rounds coming forwards, and just to note, Device did pick up the AWP to lead the round with, and we go back to another dire situation with the T's. Do they force buy straight up? Yes, they do. Dennis with the AK and the CZ. They just have force buy after force buy here, and to be fair, they've all been successful.
This is war, Henry.
Yeah.
Real bloody war.
Real bloody war. It really is. Magisk and Device on the double orb setup here. Like we mentioned, they don't really have a double orb setup like other teams would, but definitely players capable of doing it. Magisk will be pushing towards Ivy. It was actually Dupree who was main orb, if you remember, back in, was it Boston last year? He went into the major as the main orb for Astralis.
For one event.
For one event.
That's how you do it, though. One event is the magic trick, because the next event, every time that happens, the follow-up event is awful for that person.
Yeah.
So that's the control Astralis tried to have in the round prior, or a previous round rather, one of the last 2. The smoke in main, and meantime, trying to stop the bomb from getting planted. Zipex doing God's work on the B bomb site, but the bomb may go down. Oh, HE's gone the wrong way. Now it's just down to Forest, and yeah, no kills. That's great for the dying rounds of the first half for Astralis. Great individual performance from Zipex once again.
So clean, isn't it?
Surgical.
It's got the bleach all over the place.
Surgical bleach. So this has to be the eco now, surely. No more force buy nonsense. NIP, 6 rounds on the board on the T side. I'd say that's comfortable. Obviously, you want as many as you can possibly get, but they got told at the beginning of the half this is what they'd have. They'd probably take it. If they can get 1 more, that'd be fantastic. Astralis, they presumably take this one quite convincingly. Just Eagles, and they've got a smoke, a flashbang, get right with the PT-50 armor. Cheaper pistol, wants a bit more protection, it seems. He's got 4 kills, 11 deaths, and he might be given the bomb. I would assume that would make sense to me, at least. Who has got a bomb right now? Where is it? There it is in spawn.
Oh! It looked like it's on. I'm not sure if the kind of inaccuracy of the deagle there during the recoil was...
Well, he's shooting so fast.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of inaccuracy.
Because I was wondering if that's how much damage that would do to a player on the other side of that wall with the deagle. Well, so we'll have NIP looking to perhaps burst onto the A bomb site. Although with Zipex close here, oh, Dupree, sorry, close here. It's going to be very difficult. The AK, perfect call for the job. There's no nades to stop this. Easy 1, 2, 3. And Glaive spot the next one. Nice tracking aim from Glaive, controlling things quite well. And Necro now, we know what he can do with the Deagle. Come on, Necro, give it to us. Deagle highlights. Oh, that was the shot. Oh, no! They've gone and done it, haven't they?
Don't often see that. I respect that. They have too much money anyway. It's a CT, so it doesn't matter if some of them die in that round. Get the BM in. Get their BM in.
They're the butter knife.
Final round of the first half. Here we go. NIP looking to close it out with 7. Astralis with 9. Money not a factor anymore. Buy everything you can. Get your pistols out. Dupree could have got more than a USP, bro. But it's fine. He's got the AK instead. And Dennis goes very quickly. He gets caught on the ladder, but it doesn't stop him. The trade will come through. Dupree working in tandem there with Glaive.
The QQ stops him getting another kill there.
Yeah.
Spam the Q button. Make the gun fresh again. Oh my god, I'm dead.
Hate to see that.
Yeah, maybe it makes a difference here. 4-3 now for Astralis. Forest has to do something, but the Deagle will be enough for Device. HG's falling at the feet of Lekros in a 1 versus 3 now. Very fast-moving round. Very fast-moving Astralis to 9-6 at half-time.
Astralis is so fun to watch. They're just so good. They are so, so good. And NIP, I mean, they've been made to look like, you know, a really inferior team here, and individually in some spots they've been shut down quite effectively. We know how good they are there. We saw it on the first map. The first half on the first map, NIP were really competitive. but Astralis they just gain edges slowly and surely.
Well, NIP managed to pick up a pistol, remember, in the first half here. They didn't get anything done on Nuke. They get 3 gun rounds here. That's enough. Like we said, 6 rounds is absolutely doable. And Dupree, that doesn't look like he threw that correctly. Nope, that definitely was not supposed to go on the roof. He jumped right through it. Obviously, he was trying to jump past some gaps. I think it was becoming a little bit awkward. Lecro might be punishing for that fact as he manages to steal away the first kill, Device with the other, and Zipex fully commits towards inside. He has got the bomb with him, not in his back, and his teammate goes down. That could be round in itself because now Glaive and indeed Dupree left in a 2 versus 4 with the bomb out of reach.
Never know. In a pistol round, Henry.
You said that last time, James, and I was right. So, want to say it again?
A clock is right twice a day, yeah.
People do get annoyed at me when I say that a lot, but I was like, tell me when I've ever been wrong, and I'll accept it. If I ever am wrong,
I'm just specifically in a pistol round, man.
Yeah.
You never know when the heads are going to be.
Let's do it all season and see what happens.
Let's do it.
Right.
Let's do it.
Force spy, of course, from Astralis here. NIP with both pistols under their belt. That's what we said. That was one of my winning factors going into this one, if you remember. If they win both pistols, they could do it.
That'll only tie the score for them, should they be successful in the next 2 rounds. We've seen them lose 2 rounds like this already, but do have the advantage of position on the CT side. That said, of course, the effect will decapitate Rez. Close casket funeral for him. Forrest trying to abuse the range, but can only go so far versus the Deagle sometimes.
It's close with that, Famas. He's got support behind him as well. It's looking very difficult. Headshots have to come in here with these Deagles. Snap down Forrest, and then you can gain some ground, but he'll push forwards. And oh, the Deagles managed to find his way in the back. Matches a labored kill, but he makes it happen. 2 for him. As now the edges are swinging in favor of Astralis once again. 3 versus 2 for them. 50 seconds, plenty of time to work this. Now just Dennis. They can see what he can get here. It's just basically just DM mode for both teams. Dennis, double peek comes in. It's executed well, and Astralis win the round. Henry, you look so impressed.
It's just like, how many force by victories are we going to have this map? This is absolutely bananas.
I think that was beautiful from Astralis because they keep NIP. Oh, dude! They keep NIP engaged. Look at the players around E-Box and Main. They keep them engaged in the most awkward fights possible. If you look at Lecro's position, he knew there was a player in that Olofmeister area, for example, but he didn't want to stand and take a fight to the death because he can easily be one-shot by a strafing player. So rather than try to push towards the site of Astralis, they just keep taking these engagements where the guys who are near Main and E-Box can go for a double peek and just continuously try and run down the bullets and catch them on a reload or something. So they made it as awkward as possible for as long as time as possible. And now here we go again with the Desert Eagles.
You'd love to see it. Glaive taking some meat shots as well. He is without some chunks. Some chunks have been
First chunks
taken.
of the season there, ladies and gentlemen.
Chunks have been taken. And NIP looking to take more chunks of those Deagles as they move forwards. And definitely some potential here. Zipex could get caught off guard. Not the headshot, though. That's an opportunity now missed, unfortunately, for NIP. But they've got no kit as well, so they'll look to hold on to these Deagles and the Kevlars. Back they go.
Indeed.
Back from whence they came.
This is a very wise and informed decision from NIP. Sure, you got the opening kill, but once the bomb's planted towards inside and Rez went down with nothing, you just have to feel like, well, we've got Deagle and Armor here. We get a second bite of the cherry into the next round. So see if that AK get blown up towards us. Is there any chance of any sort of weaponry? Not at all. Get right gets nothing for it. We go into round number 19 now. NIP, more of those Deagles. They won't purchase anything more. I don't think the money's a little bit too low. So maybe Get Right could buy an HE grenade or a defuse kit, considering they've got a winnable situation here. Is anything going to be purchased? Just an Eagle 6 and 15. He had a pretty decent map in the first showing. Haven't seen much from him yet, but quite early days. 11 to 7. So I was looking for that 12, but the way the Deagles have been going down today, you would assume that NIP just win out this round. No problem at all.
For Deagles.
There it is.
Ooh, Lecro. Oh! There was almost like one of those motorcades with cheerleaders on towards the IV position. You can hear the footsteps of the players moving up now, quickly advancing. They're crab walking, they're looking for him. Their trade is there though. Rez has the angle with the USP no less. And now he's gone as well. Lots of frags, a flurry of frags on the A bomb site. Let's Get Right brave enough to walk through the smoke. It seems he'll walk around it. Whereas Dennis, in the meantime, Zipex with some good timing there, leaving Dennis alone in a 1 versus 1.
Oh, there's more Deagle frags to be had, surely.
Surely.
I want to see it. Had so many. Had so many. That's the best thing when you watch teams of this caliber. Just watching them play the individual level is just a feast for the eyes.
Duking it out. Especially like an online player, they kind of throw caution to the wind a bit more, and they're able to just they're on the home setups, remember, so they get like that maximum comfort, maximum skill to be displayed. So we'll see if Dennis can do anything with this. He's found a Molotov. That's going to save him some significant cash if he survives, along with the armor and AK. Obviously, you can see the shadow, and he's probably going to be traded out here. Indeed, he's going to take down, valuable considering all the kits he had to take into the next round. But Astralis now starting to run away with it. You can see their money is looking very healthy. I'm not going to say the same for NIP. They cannot afford the AWP into this round. That's a necessity for me, at least, in the CT side of train. You want to be having at least one device, or just have too much of an open playing field with nothing against him in that respect.
Right. This is it. Good chance to get back into it before things get too out of hand.
Comes.
Oh, Shadow, he realized after a while. Wasn't easy to see because he wasn't moving there, but
that was a wall bang.
Yeah,
he's gone down to 6. Was that potentially a headshot through the thing? Like,
no.
That is it just a very thin wall there?
Yeah, so you can actually kill someone with a Deagle there in 2 shots.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I saw Cold do it. He like just pre-fire it, the Deagle.
can you spray that with an AK?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you could. 4 on 4 now. These rounds crucial for Ninjas in Pyjamas to win. It's got the map control for the time being. Smoke on Ivy, but that doesn't mean that no one's ahead of that smoke, so Zipex still has to be careful above that pop dog position. Sorry, not Ivy. Smoke there as well, though. Lekro's having a look. Doesn't want to outstay his welcome. 2 players moving towards Ivy at the minute mark for Astralis. I do wonder, do they have anyone down pop yet? Zipex holding the bomb. Nope, nobody's there. You can see device above. Pistol up, but he's got the AWP in tow as well. Now NIP need to focus towards this Ivy position. Now you can look over this smoke by going up the ladder, but that would expose you to Pop Dog as well. And with no one towards Pop, NIP can't really do that.
And they go. Make it work with this push from Magis. Doesn't know where to look. And Dennis now steps up to the plate here with defense offered up towards that B-bomb site. Looks pretty good. Has done a good amount of damage, but the bomb can still make its way onto the bomb site. Device goes forward, knowing he's not got a teammate near him. That orb comes out. He's got no idea where these players even are, but the bomb's on the ground. There's no way to win the round from Glaive at this point, as he can perhaps try to maybe even eke out some extra damage, but NIP will take the rounds.
Certainly will. Glaive will survive. Still lots of reset potential, though. If you think about it, NIP only get 2 guns into this round, so they're going to have to juggle around the cash here. Definitely will be a compromise made, I'd imagine. There's a PT-50 on Lekra, but he's still got money. Famus will be where he is inclined, and we'll see once round up 21 has in stock. And this is very important. If Astralis win this one, for me, that's going to be GG. If NIP can do this and reset them, though, we might have a very close competitive game on our hands. Let's see which way it goes. Zipex looking to battle through the lower ramp there. Get right, fires some shots, no damage done. He will always be the anchor on the B-bomb site. Rotations, though, from the connector. Remember, no AWP once again for an IP.
Bomb dropped to a player, not on the floor. No information given to the CTs. Dropping a rifle does make the same sound, so on rare occasion you'll see a fake in that sense. Get right with a preemptive flash, allows him to peek, but the players are moving up the sidewalk position towards connector, spotted.
Wow.
But Get Right is swatted. Lovely 180 from Dupree. Looking for another one. That is beautiful. A short swipe, and it's a 4 versus 2 on the B bomb site. Is it safe territory for the CTs? Then it's in the middle of B. Looking for something. Will his teammate commit, though? Maybe he was heading that direction, but I think he's been stopped short in his tracks.
So Lekro looking for exit frags here. They are absolutely done for financially now. He'll get this kill and get an AK presumably. So pick that up, and they might just have to force buy around this. I don't think they can afford justify. They're going to be 13-8 down now. If you took a full eco now, you'd be absolutely done for. I was hoping they saved the AK.
He was massively.
They might have to. Oh, I don't know. I don't even know what the correct call is at this point. You should just be force buying, but the scoreline suggests it's a little bit too scary to do that. Dennis could afford an AWP next round, and they can try and play off that with SMGs. I think that might be the best call at this point. It's like pick your poison, though, because Duke Breed absolutely destroys him. What a beautiful play from him.
He's so good.
Get Right's going to be massively triggered about not getting that kill.
Take the eco. That's all they can do. And Dennis will buy an AWP next round. They'll have like a mixture of SMGs, FAMASs, and pistols in the next, and just hope Dennis can carry the AWP. That's pretty much our only option.
Slightly short was the pop flash.
You can see that Zipex, he puts 2 bullets into where a player would be standing behind that wall as well, peeking, just to be sure. That's a good habit that you can get into. It's going for DM mode once again, deathmatching outside, and it will all be over soon.
It's funny that you can spray that wall with an AK, but on overpass, outside of toilets where a player hides next to that bench, when a CT hides there, you can spray that with an AK as well, but no one ever does.
It's kind of like that, the anti-B split box on Dust 2. Just like no one, it's like such a devastating position, and so few people actually ever really practice the spray for it.
You mean in CT spawn?
Yeah.
Anti-B split box.
Yeah. Anti-B split boost.
Let's get right up to. Can you just get on with it? Like walking around. USP.
He's probably saying, I can't believe, guys, I should have got that kill. Can't believe I didn't get it, man. You know, get right. Come on, man.
There we go.
Still a match to play. Oh, battle of the pistols. And everyone's still alive.
He'll be done for, yeah.
He could still get a kill if he finds the right person.
So there we go. So we did, well, I said lead. I thought Dennis would get the AWP here, get SMGs, see if that rings true. Doesn't even go for it. All right, M4 straight up, wants a utility instead. Scout for Forests, for Masses. Get right with 3400, probably has to give the UMP. Indeed he does. And there we have it. This is one of the last attempts we'll have from NIP on Train. Just joining us, it was Nuke to kick things off in this. Do you guys call it a series, or do you call them individual games? How do you normally
It's
do
like home and away.
Home and away. So
yeah, it's not a series.
Look at that dodgy Australian sitcom. Oh, is it sitcom?
Or just like football. Home and away.
Sitcom.
It was a soap opera.
Soap opera. That's there you go. Soap opera. Yeah, that's the one. Soap opera.
Yeah.
I don't watch those things. I don't know.
yeah.
Had a catchy theme tune though.
Neighbours. Remember that one?
They were, those things are just go like Australian girls are the top 2 girls in the world, in my opinion.
Top tier.
Yeah, man.
What about British girls?
Australian girls are top tier, in my opinion.
Okay, no comment. Anyway, moving on is one of the penultimate rounds potentially. We'll see. As it's the 1M4, the Scout, the lesser rifles, the UMP. You get the picture. It's not looking good. And maybe an inside execution coming in very shortly.
Very shortly. Any moment now.
Any moment.
Maybe now.
Well,
no.
we've got 2 players towards our main entrance still, so whether they're waiting for any CT sort of reaction right now is yet to be seen. As soon as he picks through that smoke, though, Dennis is going to pounce. As soon as you see it come in the corner, he's going. Watch this. There he goes, run.
Hello. And sees 2 more, only one of which is remaining, and that's the bomb carrier, and that might just be the round. Has position on the bomb, 5 versus 2. Dupree is miles away looking for something, and Magisk is with him as well. So it's a question of damage. We've seen this in the previous map from Astralis as well, or maybe it was NIP actually. Pushing Squeaky Door on Nuke, but there will be 2 kills, so they've got something out of this. It's like, okay, cut our losses, we can't win the round, what else can we do? We can impact the economy, we can buy again regardless. Let's maim them. Like a lion's bitten the leg of a deer. Like, we'll follow the blood trail, finish them off later.
I love as well, like you can see that what was the idea here from Astralis is to make all that noise towards the B bomb site. You pull players on the rotation, then the push comes from team main, from the 2 sort of lurkers, if you will. And then they, based on what they can do, you can have a rotation back through Pop Dog. It's a really cool round plan, but NIP did not let them get that far. And look how proactive NIP are being now, trying to take away team main, smoking off Pop Dog as well. If Astralis wanted to have a fast pace this round, they've absolutely been slowed down, and they also now have to ask questions of team main when that smoke goes away. NIP can be in very forward positions. Oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Dice has taken down Necro.
Well, Dennis has got the AWP this time, but Device has full control of the Ivy position. See his teammates getting ready towards Pop Dog as well. Good smoke from the CTs, at least by Forest. A bit of space, won't have to worry too much about being backstabbed by Device there. Can actually have a bit of freedom. But two players there, the outside split begins. Rez doesn't get his timing quite right and can't connect the shots, but Forest and Dennis certainly can. Makes it winnable now in the 3 versus 3. Bombs are down in T-spawn, and what's going on here? Why is there a knife kill? Either way, it's a 2-on-1. Magisk with 1 minute to play with.
What's one of the players? Where is the trade fragger? Always the question for the person alone, and he can't find the right mark though. NIP win the round, but if you look at the way Forest had to position himself, and I think Rez as well, they felt very, very exposed, very limited where they could stand after losing Lekro. Very tight situation for them.
Okay. Right then.
Oh my god.
That makes a lot of sense.
Device is like, no, no thank you. I think I'm in the wrong place, lad.
And I think he can do this now. It's all down to that one round with the M4 from Dennis. They had to win that, and now it looks like this could be possible now. Full eco for Astralis, no nades, no armor, couple of upgraded pistols, that's about it. And pretty much guaranteed to be 14-11 now. There's the money on your screens. I'm sick of breaking it down. You can work it out for yourselves at this point. We've been doing this long enough.
4 years.
Yeah, you must be getting it by now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done with this now.
You must be.
You'd be surprised, actually. At least when I play, see so many people who are so new to Counter-Strike constantly as a stream of people, and I did wonder, like with the likes of Overwatch coming in,
sure,
because Overwatch is a game where most people who play it are not FPS people. They've come from different games, so I feel like they'll come into FPS with a game like that, and then they'll be like, oh, Counter-Strike's this god tier game, let me play Counter-Strike. So there are always new players streaming in.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm only being facetious, of course. I'll keep explaining it to the
No, we can keep, like, it's better, it's more relevant for mages. I'm not like, well, actually, Henry, if you consider the statistics, maybe we should continue to do this.
Clean sweep. There we go.
They're only 3 rounds away now.
I know. This is absolutely doable now on the CT side. 9 kills in Infernos of Fire. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, did you say...
Someone's disconnected, though.
We say some more jam is being applied to some toast, Henry, for you right now?
Yeah, plenty of jam. Apricot jam.
Apricot
to
jam.
be specific. I've never tried that in my life. I've
really?
had strawberry jam, raspberry jam, maybe Marmite jam, yeah. Possibly had that, I'm not sure.
Dude, apricot jam is the one. I don't know.
You should bring some in, James, and
I don't know
just have like the taste
travel
testing.
jam.
Taste testing here, right here, live on television.
The thing is, their bread won't be good enough here. Yeah, I can't imagine the American
have you not had
anything.
Dave's bread?
Sorry?
Dave's
Dave?
bread.
Who's Dave?
James, that's the bread that you always buy. Dave's bread.
What are you talking about?
It's the there's a guy. It's like
from Whole Foods.
Yeah, it's a guy.
Oh, yeah.
It's a guy who's like, I went to prison. 15 years in prison is a hard.
It's a baker.
Yeah, it's a hard way to go through some stuff, and now I've made some breads, and here it is.
And it's
Was that his story?
Yeah, it's written on every single one.
I don't read the packet of bread. I'm like, this is
I
bread.
thought that's why you bought it, because he's from prison. You love prison.
You do, come on.
You talk about it a lot.
You guys are racist, man.
You talk about it a lot, James. I just want to...
Well, I don't know about the jam either. Like,
I
think I might have to import some jam.
The American breaders won't cut it. It's not going to be like a nice Hovis, is it?
It's like Dave's bread, 21 grains.
Okay. Wow. I'm willing to try
maxed out on the grains.
I haven't been shopping here yet. I have no food or water. Please help.
We have the
Krieg.
Krieg's out. Tried to make this a thing in like 2016. So did MBK in the beginning of this year. No one's made it a thing yet.
I have.
Yeah, you are. I'm not surprised. You're an enigma.
At the moment, I mainly use it on Mirage, T-side. I will duel an Orca in window and smash him on it with it. Absolutely. Almost every time. Anyway, the charge is out from Astralis. Get right spotted. At least one more player on the high ground. Constantly blind. In fact, has no idea what's going on. And now Get Right has been eliminated. The bomb's been spotted on B, but it is being planted. 4 versus 3 for Ninjas Pajamas. We've got a late flank from Rez. He needs his team, though, to run distraction.
Well then, 4 versus 3 ensues. Astralis looking for map and indeed match point as Glaive misses the shot. Forest will punish him for it. Now we've got to see what this weapon can do. It's the Krieg to save the day in the 4 versus 2. Will he scope up? Yes, he will. He's in the correct position so far, but the timing is falling apart. It looks like NP have done enough. It's up to Dupree and Device now. You can see his vision is actually compromised with the scope there. It's a big factor. Dupree has got to fight tooth for nail here. It's not going to happen. It's a close defuse, but I feel like they've got it right down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen. Have Astralis done it? Yes. Well, no, they haven't. I thought the green light indicator has gone wrong, but there we go. It will be another round for an IP and maybe an eco here, or at least a partial buy for Astralis. They can afford AK's armor, but I think that's about it. They won't necessarily go for this. Maybe Beagle armor. Oh, 1 AK. Simple-esque. Get your star player on a rifle, the rest of them take a partial buy. And as long as you get the bomb down, they will take yourself off. If you don't, one player will be a pistol next round. It's not a huge deal. Simple always does this in train and normally wins those rounds, to be fair.
Yep. It's pretty common in the CIS region.
Didn't really work out this time.
No, didn't really at all. Not even a little bit. Looking to recover the AK, but NIP will not allow such shenanigans.
Ooh, there's a gap. Yeah, well, at least you can see someone crosses if he chooses to, but I like this take of main.
Oh.
Take the game away from the T side. Got a gap as well. All right then, NIP looking good to be just a 1 round away. Don't call it a comeback.
That's exactly what you should call it.
That's also true.
Well, this 1 AK doesn't look like it'll find much. It's going to be Device now, trying to make it work, but it's getting picked off. 1 by 1, torn limb from limb, and ZipX now with the Deagle. What do you get for the woman again? Do it again. Do it, darling.
Teammates' bodies in the way.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Oh god, I'll come back. Been here for years.
Is that Rakim? Who is that again?
It's Ice Cube, isn't it? Mama's gonna knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out.
Not my field, guys. Can't help you out on
I'm
this
sure
one.
Eamon must know. Replay guy.
The replay guy.
Is it? Who is it that did that song? That rap song, Eamon.
Definitely not Rakim. It's not Rakim either.
That's what I said.
Rakim, the African dream. You're thinking of like
Rakim.
old WrestleManias.
Well, it's a tactical timing. I don't see many of those in online play. Let's see what they can do with it. Looking to close this out.
Dead press.
Definitely not them.
You're
or
just
him.
saying random artists now. My name's Dan.
Hello,
it's
Cool
LL
J.
Cool
Oh
J.
my god, of course it is.
Yeah, I wasn't completely sold on Ice Cube.
Well, you're both wrong. So you know what that means? A forfeit has to be done now. And we'll announce at the
Someone's
end of
going
this
to take the
game.
axe to the leg.
Someone's going to get their leg. It will be axe.
That's why it's here. we don't mess
The
around.
stakes have been raised in ECS Season 6.
Limbs will be lost as we head into round number 28. We've gone the full distance here. It's feeling like it was going to be a complete mauling from Astralis, but NIP looking to tie things up. AWP available on both teams. Finally, Dennis up and about with 26 kills. Can't connect that shot though. Doesn't get punished for it. He doesn't, but Rez does. Forrest trying to recover.
Cheeky run past. Oh, the timing is absolutely brutal in a number of situations, but indeed, and it continues to be Astralis' man advantage. Lekro avoids the flashbang, and Glaive can't avoid those shots. Dennis up close with the AWP, taking out Device. It's a very important frag for him. Is the AWP, sorry, the AK rattling in main. But where are the other two players? ZipX taking liberties in the B-bomb sites.
Yeah, that's beautiful. What a brawl this round has been. Both teams really attacking at every single choke point they possibly can and not being shy in any sense. And ZipX with the master stroke there, going high on B, capitalizing on the rotation of NIP, thinking that it would be committed towards that A site. And now the bomb is down and taking away, and NIP go for that rotation. This will be very difficult for them to bring this back. Lekro's low, 10 HP, 16 for Forest, and the positioning is there for Astralis.
How can Forest possibly survive this peak? Dupree, there we go. Now it's Lekro alone, so they will not stop Astralis from making it to match point. 15-13. What is the monetary situation for the Ninjas? There we go. They've got the money to buy, so it is still doable, but now we've got maximum pressure.
If they just win this one round, that's it. They'll go overtime. There's the only two players surviving there. Astralis didn't have a bankroll.
Have you not seen these pistol rounds?
Sure, I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's like that's. I'm not talking absolute. I'm just saying that's the way. That's statistically speaking. If NIP win this one, we're going overtime. Okay, is that fair enough?
In the vacuum of this game, though.
Sure, I appreciate the context is important, but yes, you're right. There has been plenty of Deagle kills and
nothing is guaranteed, man. You got to be nervous. I know the Ninjas in Pyjamas fans have, had a long. It's been a long road since the good old changes.
4 years.
And always a nervous time.
It's like
when we
being
go
an
down to
NIP
the clutch
fan
rounds.
is like similar to being an England football fan, I think. Like, it feels like a very
It's
similar sort of
coming.
No,
heartbreak.
I think we've long given up. Long given up on the England team.
But it's like, you know what, it's always like everyone goes to the tournament thinking, oh, this is the one, they've finally got the right lineup now, everything's been changed, and everyone goes like, oh, I've done it, got to the quarterfinals, and then it's like, ah, okay, well,
Never mind.
next time.
Can only score from set pieces.
Yeah. Well, here we go then. This is match point. Rez looking to shut things down, but actually gets wrecked himself. It'll be up to Forest now to pick up a piece of double orb set up on NIP. This could be a problem if they go for an inside execution, which is likely. Got 4 players in that area. If they smoke up and commit towards lower, remember it's normally Get right there who's alone, but I can see he's got a player with him. 2 towards outside, 2 inside. Dennis has to do work here.
Really like the Silent Step 4 on this map as well from Necro, but might not help too much with this frontal assault. At least that's what's suggested, and NIP will keep some players towards A. Looks like they've gotten wise to this, though. They've caught on Dennis in position in the middle area out of the yards, and Zipex is on fire this game so far. The one-shots have been brilliant, and they are getting absolutely destroyed, and that'll be that 16-13. It will be a 2-map sweep from Astralis against NIP. NIP fought valiantly, but it was not enough.
Certainly wasn't, Dan. 16-13, and the home and away victories go to Astralis indeed. It's what we expected. Unfortunately, close game, sure, but it didn't really get much for that. NIP would love to have got a victory here today. I think Nuke was their best chance. Train was interesting, as he had a great comeback, but sometimes those are the most disappointing games to give away. He felt like you were going to lose the match early on, but then he had a great force buy. He'd bring it all the way back to 16, well, 14, and then it all falls apart. James, what do you feel about it?
I think this music is really weird for highlights after a match.
For a highlight of death.
This is like a VW camper van taking all the drugs music. But anyway, I think in terms of games of Train that we normally see in league play, that's one of the better ones. It's so explosive, very entertaining to watch, and yeah, I think NIP are unfortunate to come out on the short end there. Some good plays from them, but Astralis close to reach day, Dan. They've won the home and away.
They have won the home and away. That's the end of the quote-unquote series. Their 2 individual games that contribute to the league individually. And I have to say, for me, Device, once again, MVP. Seems like he's in incredible form right now, even after coming back from Turkey. Still ready to go, still world-class as ever. Is your favourite player in the world, Dan?
No.
No, who's your favourite?
I don't have one right now.
Right now, you're looking. You're on the market, though. You're looking for a new favourite player.
He's swiping. He's swiping.
But I think it's amazing just seeing the breadth of skill at all times from NIP. Sorry, Astralis. Like, for example, if you look at Zipex in that matchup, just on the entry fragging, his entry fragging was so sharp. He's so fast for the one-shots, and every single player can just do everything on Astralis. It's so amazing to watch.
Well, that's the end of that particular matchup. That's NIP going down 0-2. We do have one game coming up next in the European sector. That's going to be Mouse Sports versus LDLC. I'm not sure which way that's going to go. We don't know what to expect from LDLC. You have to find out after this break. Anything to say?
Bye.
There we go.